And before we get to this joyful film that I like by the storyteller, and then we're going to come to you after that, and we're going to talk about the man who saved the internet with a sunflower. And speaking of things that make me smile, when I see a good movie, that makes me happy because I'm a movie whore. So anytime I can see this and I can start sharing these movies with things, this guy, he's a creator, he's a storyteller, he's an entrepreneur, global media entrepreneur. And I love this. I've been looking forward to talking to him. We've never met, but I've seen his film and I like this film. All right, so who are you? Where are you coming from? Let's talk about the man who saved the internet with a sunflower and why it's important, because we wouldn't be doing all of this without this guy, Rob Ryan.
It's amazing when I was producing the movie, the hero of my story, he wanted to come in to see the shootings and he couldn't because he had a surgery. So we used the video conferencing to show him what we are doing behind the scenes. So in a way, he created the video conferencing and he used it in our movie. Another issue is that we started to do it in the COVID time. Everything was shut down and all the production was made in a Zoom way. And so the topic that we are talking about it was helping us to create the movie. It's a real story. He was looking to find his destiny, like most of us doing it in a way. And he found it in what he called the sunflower code. It's a logical code to find what are your core competencies and how you can use them to achieve your target in order to be the king of. He made the biggest exit ever, $24 billion. And nobody knows his story, and nobody knows that we own him, what we are doing just now. All these worlds, it changed because of him.
Now we're going to show you what we've been talking about. Here's the trailer for it. The man who saved the internet with a sunflower.
How many times have you used the internet today? You're probably using it right now listening to me, watching this movie trailer. Can you imagine an hour without it? A day? A month? Your whole life? This man has made a significant impact on your life, and you didn't even know it.
Do you ever just think maybe you're not a people person?
What am I, a fucking politician? I'm a really good engineer.
Yes, he was.
Let's share information. What if you wanted to build a communication line between Berkeley and Yale? This is the internet.
How big is the market?
Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 billion people. The possibilities if people were better connected.
Rob.
Work from home instead of having to go to the office.
Rob.
They could buy goods on their computer instead of having to drive all the way to the store.
Online newspaper, medical checkups, porn.
I'm just saying.
Do you think you're any less talented than that guy from Apple? Just sit down, think of a brilliant idea, and write out a business plan.
We're not interested. Do you have any other ideas?
This is what we believe in, and this is what we're standing by.
You're the one who's always saying he's going to be the king of something someday.
Right now, I'm being the king of failure.
You lost?
No. I just don't know where I am.
Well, you're in my sunflower field.
What are we the king of?
We're a multi-million-dollar company.
But they're looking for a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Imagine that I build you a slim new box.
What you just described is my wet dream.
Nobody's going to write a check for a drawing of something that hasn't been produced.
They just did. Every individual on the planet will become our customer.
It's science fiction.
This is gonna be huge! The internet is your world now.
Just destroy it and start over.
It's no longer about only me.
It's your responsibility to put the genie back in the bottle.
It's not like we're going to start communicating all day through computer monitors.
What if there's a war, some kind of plague, I don't know.
This isn't the Middle Ages.
This is not a normal employee-employee relationship.
There's nothing going on between us, if that's what you're insinuating.
Stop the car! I want to get out this car!
Are you crazy?
You want her to replace me?
It's just business.
I don't think you're the right person at this stage. It's just business.
You can't do this to me!
It's just business. Seems like we hear that a lot lately.
Earthquake! What's that? Where is she?
Now, I got to tell you this.
Wow.
This is why I like seeing films and finding them. It's getting ready to make its film festival run, and I had to get him. Thank you, Nicole. Our good friend Nicole Mules. And I love this because she gets a lot of great filmmakers, a lot of great people, and that's why they come on. Now, the reason for this that I like it, because I could relate to what he was saying and what he was going through. And he wasn't the nicest guy, but a lot of geniuses are nice. But here's the thing. He reminded me of Steve Jobs. And I met Steve Jobs, and Steve Jobs was kind of like that. Leave me alone. Don't tell me what to do. I'll give a great product to the world, and then the money will come. And Rob Ryan, and I haven't met him yet, but I'd like to. It's one of those things where this is what he created, because without the internet, we would not have 33 million views and counting. I would have never have met Rachel. Rachel wouldn't have turned me on to Howard. Jeremy and I, we met before the internet, kind of, but we connected on the internet. Tosh and I met through one of my friends out of Florida on the adult side, but Tosh didn't know that. But it was one of those things. If it weren't for that, she wouldn't be uploading our product. Had we had not gone to Tennessee because of the internet, I would have never have gone to Tennessee. We would have over 12 million views and counting, meeting Sunshine and Felicia and the women in film and television there, where most of us have been. And then obviously, Terry,
Bye.
with that, her popping on, here we are. We have the Hollywood swear. So see, Andrea, this is what our show is usually like. What it is, this is why this film is important, because I can relate to what he was doing. Leave me alone. Let me do my thing, and I will make you look famous and make you look good. And that's what this film, to me, is all about. And that's why I really liked it, and that's why I wanted to have him on. Take it away from there. And the fact that I think it's going to be a trilogy, I'm all for it. Because talk about License to Dream. That's even better.
So we try to teach young kids how to use their core competencies in order to achieve their kingdom. That's what I did with Rob Ryan. We created a movie called License to Dream, a 3D interactive, that kids are sitting in theaters, in auditoriums at school, learning how to do that, working with the film. Rob has a dream to create a new million entrepreneurs in the United States. So I don't know if the million will be or 999 or 1,000,001, but still, this is an amazing tool that we are using. We have 2 million students around the world using this method, and not only for entrepreneurship, we have other topics as well. But this is an amazing thing, using the cinema, the power of the cinema, in order to change life.
Jeremy, hold on real quick. So, Dr. Andrea, talk about this. Now that you've seen this, I don't know how often you go to the movies, but I felt joy from this because of all the people's lives that were changing. All of my friends I call, Rachel and Terry, Howard and Tosh, my immediate family. I give them more attention than I do my regular family because I talk to them almost every day. What do you see when you see this trailer? What does that do for you? Because we wouldn't have met if this weren't for what Rob Ryan, has created.
I think it's mind-blowing indeed that everything that we do today is at the source of the story, and the one single person that had the brilliant idea, the brilliant courage to not necessarily let rejection persuade them to basically step away and no longer pursue this. So I think it's so inspirational to see, Ori, that you've actually captured this beautiful story and brought this insights into our world, because indeed there's just so many individuals out there that are just doing brilliant things and that are creating product solutions that are massively impacting our lives in a beautiful way. And unless we actually dig deep and do research on this, we may actually lose sight of that. But thank you for this gift, and thank you for bringing this forward. So I'm very, very inspired and very excited to watch your movie.
All right, Jeremy, go for it. So, Jeremy, you've seen this film. Talk about that, and then you had the question, followed by.
See the film. I really did love it, and I've got a question for you, Ori. So Rob Ryan, he fits an archetype, and I grew up in the Silicon Valley, and it's really, you cannot understate what a legend and what an archetype Steve Jobs actually is. His name is mentioned in every coffee house, every hour of every day there. He's so present, and that archetype of the, I don't know, nerd hero, I guess, that actually is. It's like these people, just like Rob Ryan, their minds work so fast. They're on light speed all the time. And so I wondered with you, what was it like working with Rob Ryan to come up with this? Is he somebody that's just always, his mind is on hyper speed? You know, what was it like creating with him? I would imagine that it would be pretty fun.
So you know, I met Rob a few years before I made the movie, and the first movie was License to Dream. So when I met him, it was a crash, because I went to hear him lecturing, and at the end of the lecture, he asked me. I came far away from Israel to Hawaii, where he was giving the lecture, and they say, "How it was for you?" I say, "Look, we from the Middle East, we are straightforward. We say what we think. And sorry to tell you, I don't like you." He was amazed. I said, "Why?" Because I say, "You're so capitalist. You're so thinking only about doing and making money and blah, blah, blah. And I am more social person. And I don't like your way of thinking, but the good news is that I brought my wife with me, and my wife, she has the X-ray, to understand people better than me, maybe. And she said that you are not like that. You're just pretending that you are like that, and you are a kid in your soul." And he looked at her and said, "Oh, I'm so happy you come with this crazy person." And so our relation started with a clash. And let's say that after one day, at the beginning, he didn't understand what I'm doing. And what a day later, he wrote me an email and he said, "What are you talking about yesterday about me helping kids with the movies, 3D, blah. Can you elaborate a little bit about that?" And I'm using nice words, but Rob is writing with a lot of misspelling, and like a person who thinks very fast. And after 3 hours, he say, "Wait in your hotel, I'm coming." And at the same day, after 4 hours, we shake hands and we decide to help the kids of the world doing that. So he's very creative, very creative. But he has his own way, but I can control him. I have this power to control him, to work with him. He's amazing. He's inspiring me. I am inspiring him. By the way, there's another person in the story, the wife who is telling the story.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And this is the first time ever, as far as I remember, and a story about entrepreneur, that his wife is telling the story, and she existed in the story.
We want you to come back. We got about 5 minutes later, but we want.
I gotta watch it first.
We want you to come back. So see how they're engaged. That's why I wanted you on the show. I didn't care if you were in Israel or not. I wanted you on to talk about this first because I want to see how it's going to run. Because I see it exploding, and it's an important film to see. So with that, we're going to come back to you to give you the last word. So Rachel, talk about this. Without this, you wouldn't have Coffee Talk. You'd still be that stay-at-home mom or two in Texas.
You're right, Brian. Yeah, but when COVID started and I wanted to stay connected to the people, I was always inside my house. I turned on my camera, and the rest is history. It's like every single day I come on and yeah, what would I do without the internet? Absolutely.
So with this, Orly, we gotta have you come back. We gotta have you come back, and maybe you'll bring Rob Ryan. But here's the thing about this. I gotta thank you for coming on. We're not gonna stop talking about this. When I see a good movie, I never stop talking about it. I guarantee you, maybe we can bring it to Knoxville, Tennessee in June 8th and tell the people down south about this.
June 8th.
Maybe we could do it all of that. So with this, I gotta thank everybody for coming on. And as I always say, have a good night tonight, a better day tomorrow. You see someone without a smile, please give them one of yours because the world needs it. I'm Brian Sebastian. This is Movie Reviews and More. And don't forget to check out The Man Who Saved the Internet with a Sunflower. We will see you next week.